I've been beekeeping for over 30 years now, and so I really have seen a lot of developments in the industry, and I've seen a lot of things that have kind of remained the same. So as I kind of sit back and look over these 3 decades of keeping bees, and I think about what is one thing that I would change in our industry. Well, I actually have a couple things, so I'm going to cheat just a little bit. Number one, I wish we weren't so reliant on chemicals to control Varroa. Now, the truth is, it's a little necessary at the moment. I know that a lot of you might disagree with me. If you're watching this video, you might say, absolutely, I can keep bees chemical free. That's fine. Well, maybe you can, but the nation can't. Right? We have 2.5, 2.7 million bee colonies, and it's just not feasible at the moment. But if we had invested heavily, more heavily, in the 1980s, the late 80s, when Varroa were found, if we had invested heavily in the production of stocks and as an industry actually used those stocks that were resistant to Varroa, I think we'd be in a different place now. Now, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of efforts to develop Varroa tolerant stocks. But as an industry, I just don't think they're adopted at the level that they need to be. So I wish that we didn't have to use chemicals so much to control Varroa. And instead, I wish we were able to focus on resistant or tolerant stock. Another thing that I think I would change in the industry is I would change our use of technology. Well, I think it's fair to say I would change it to use technology. Beekeeping hasn't really changed a lot in the last 30 years. There's been some things, like I mentioned earlier, right? Some basic things, but management's the same. The boxes look the same. And, a lot of other agriculture commodities, they're just light years ahead of the beekeeping industry, right? They chip their cattle. They know food conversion ratios. They know exactly how much fertilizer or water to put on the corn. They've got good strategy for controlling pest in cotton. I feel like we're light years behind. So I think investing in technology could really transform our industry. So I'm just going to stop there and give those two examples. I really wish we didn't rely so much on chemicals to control Varroa. In contrast, I wish we had a bigger investment in the use of tolerant and resistant stocks. Secondly, I wish as an industry we would embrace technology more and and creatively change the industry for the better. There's a lot of technologies out there that I think we could improve our management systems with, and I wish as an industry we were able to do that. So those are two things that I would change about our industry if I were able to snap my fingers and make it happen.